Hello everyone and welcome to Queen Astro's Tarot. I am Queen Astro and today we are going to take a look at what your friends secretly admire about you. I was in the mood to do something posy, if you will. Posy. I used to dislike that word and now I'm kind of into it. Anyway, point being, this is kind of all going to go into what your friends secretly admire about you or think is cool about you, things like that. And the way we're going to pick from the piles, there are four. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can pick with a number if that's your thing. But if not, I've got runes up top. I'm not going to give their names yet just because I kind of, want people to go off vibes, if you will. And with that, sorry if you hear my dog rolling around and snorting. This is what she does after she eats. You probably can't hear it, but it's very funny. Pile 1, I am sorry. Pile 1, you've got the blank rune. The unknowns. Pile 2. Trying to make it, there we go. Pile 3. And pile 4. So take a moment, whatever number, rune, general vibe sits well with you. That will be your pile. Yeah, and the timestamps will be below. So thank you for being here with me, and let's just hop right into it, shall we? All right. Hello, pile 1. If you are here, it's because you picked the lovely blank rune. And what's interesting about this rune is I've just started learning about runes. I really enjoy them. But some folks are like, if you draw it, just redraw or redo, it's almost like a question mark on an 8-ball. Whereas other people feel like it can mean, oh, pull another one, and whatever the next one is, this kind of enhances that. But there's another interpretation that I'm sort of partial to about it being like, the unknown or the abyss, kind of like this idea of like destiny, progression, like, because, when you, I don't know what your beliefs are, but, when it boils down to it, like, we're all connected anyway, like there's no separation. So that's kind of what I get with this rune, or, that's how I choose to interpret it. So right off the bat, pile 1, I'm kind of getting that, like, your friends just see this, like, stoicism isn't the right word, but there's just a je ne sais quoi, if you will. Like they feel just like connected to you, like almost instantly is kind of the feeling I'm getting. And people, like your friends, really admire how you are able to just like instantly connect with people, but also kind of like retain your mysteriousness is the vibe I'm getting. Pile 1. But yeah, next what we're going to do is I've got some oracle cards and tarot cards to kind of look at, specific aspects of what your friends secretly admire about you, pile 1. And then I've got, we'll close off with a Celtic Tree Oracle card. All right, so we're starting with these little baby oracles. We have Inconstancy or Bestagigkeit in reverse. Okay. A Widow. To be clear, I've not seen these. Like I pre-pulled them, but I have not looked at them yet. So 3, Journey. This is as much of a fail for me as it is for you. And then Thief. Yeah, so I feel like just with these, pile 1, your friends like have seen you go through a lot. Like they know that you have like really had your fair share of hurt and like up and downness, for lack of a better word. And even with Journey, it's like you've been a long way, like you've been traveling very far, like in terms of your life. But which one are you, and like maybe you feel like you're the one you've been carrying a lot. Like people say, like, not that things are stolen from you, but like with this section, I mean more like you just steal like attention, like as soon as you enter a room. And it's not like a to be clear. It's not like a pity thing, like, oh, this poor person, they went through all this stuff, let's all look at them. No, I think it's just more of like a, wow, this person really, you know, has seen a lot in their lifetime. You know, like so many different things. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad. It can just be like you've had a dozen different jobs and, you know, been in a different, you know, a ton of different sectors, or, you know, you've traveled all over the world. Like something about you, like, and during that time you've seen a lot, is really alluring to people, and your friends really admire like how you can kind of just, you know, A, persevere, and B, like just kind of, I guess, demand that attention. Not demand, but like it just kind of comes naturally to you, is what I'm getting, pile one. And now I'm going to go with, to kind of like clarify these, the Crow Tarot, which I love, 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 love. Just to give you more insight, pile one, into what your friends secretly admire about you. Okay, we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. Yeah, like, again, I feel like this feels like, against all reason, you're still here, sort of thing. Judgment in reverse. Interesting. Queen of Pentacles also in reverse. And then we've got the Six of Swords. With the Ace of Swords in reverse, with is and constancy, I'm going to say on and off because I don't like that word. It's hard to say. But kind of what I'm getting is, yeah, like what I was saying before, against all logic, you are still chugging along, for lack of a better word. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like you just have a lot that you've been through, I feel. And I'm going to really quickly, just because I want to, before I delve into this more, I want to check something about the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I'm going to check this guidebook. That's why I love this deck too. It comes with such a cute guidebook. And while I'm looking at this, if you want to like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. You know the drill. Yeah, and especially with Judgment in reverse, it's like so much of this was out of your control, too. I want to add really quickly, like so much of the things that were stacked against you, like in this journey, were out of your control. You know, it wasn't like you, like, you know, misusing potential or, you know, wasting away. Like, you've been on the fucking grind. I mean, oops, sorry, I swore, but that's how I felt, pile one. Yeah, let me go back to that Queen of Pentacles really quickly. In reverse. Yeah, like I feel like, I'm just going to read what it says from the book really quickly for y'all. Of course, there's always the risk of going to extremes. Reverse, the Queen of Pentacles is a mother who smothers or pecks incessantly at her loved ones, including anyone who crosses her path. She is overbearing and controlling in all situations, from protecting the nest to foraging for food. It's her way or no way. The energy at this time is fear-based and manipulative, and as a result, there's a lack of harmony. So I'm not getting that for you, pile one, to be clear. Like, I'm not getting that is you. I think if anything, like, friends feel like you should be like that, just like based off of, again, like what you've been through. I think people are just so impressed with your journey, pile two, or I'm sorry, pile one. Just because of whatever it is, like, you know, in work, love, life, in general. But especially, yeah, here with the Six of Swords, it's like they see all you've been through, and like you're still in pursuit of a better life, like a much like better, bigger life. Like you're able to cut your losses, and I think that's what people are so impressed about. Like, yeah, you've been through a lot and you've had a lot of, you know, quote unquote baggage, but you don't let that stop you from forging ahead, you know, pile one. That's kind of what I'm getting for you. Like, that's the biggest thing that like people really admire about you, even if they don't say it to your face. And especially with Judgment in reverse, like maybe they think like they don't want to come off like condescending or, you know, by saying this sort of thing to you just because, but they really, really are impressed with how far you've come, pile one. And lastly, but not leastly, I'm going to take a look at your Celtic Tree Tarot. Oh, I'm not going to read these in reverse. Or actually I will. Dur Oak. So pretty. I'm getting a lot of like tiger's eye energy here too. Like you have like a lot of like ability to like focus that people also admire. Pile 1. But this too has a guidebook. I love any deck that has a guidebook. Just because they're fun, and I think, you know, with books too, like you can go online and sort of search for meanings for things, which is totally legitimate. I forget where I heard this, but somebody had said something along the lines of, you know, you find things you weren't looking for in books. You know, you can seek out whatever you want on the internet, but not so much in books. I mean, you can, but you catch my drift. Yeah, there's like in reverse power, you may feel powerless or weakened. Or like you used to have to like depend on others. Like people see that you've like moved away from that. And again, like it feels like you've had the weight of the world on your shoulders. Like exactly like with this journey card, like you've been on a long journey and you carried a lot. Maybe while others were like, la, 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 la. Like I really do feel like this was you, pile 1. And again, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, you've done so much. Yeah, and there's a real presence I'm feeling. I'm going to read really quickly. Each of these Celtic Tree Oracle cards has a message from Spirit, and I just think they're so beautiful. So I'm just going to read this to you, pile 1, because I really think it sits with how your friends admire you in secret. Here's the message. I'm a steady, faithful oak. Seek me and sit with me. I am old and strong and grounded. I will take your troubles and let them flow into Mother Earth for their transmutation. She knows what to do with the energy. I am the promise of spring. You can see my energy in the budding flowers. I am the daffodils and the tulips come to life. I am all the little wild animals, creatures in nature, the squirrels, rabbits, raccoons, and possums. They all come together under my sacred space. Come sit in my grove, which is the most ancient of temples and churches. Nature is your home. You are safe here and nurtured. Breathe me in and breathe me out. I will help you remember your true nature. You are loved and you are beautiful. You are perfect already. You have everything you need to manifest your dreams and desires. It is time to begin. This beginning is like the acorn that is a mighty symbol of growth and regeneration. What you begin has potential to grow into a great oak tree of your own manifestation. Damn, pile 1. Yeah, so again, I feel like they see this journey you've made, but again, with it going from the seed to a tree, pile 1, and to friends, it's just so admirable. And I'm just getting a lot of like, wow, like, holy shit. Like, I don't know if I could have done that sort of vibes in the best way. And people really respect you for having, you know, gone through what you've gone through. And they admire, again, like, you do just have this sort of je ne sais quoi about you too on top of it all. So that's what I'm getting for you, pile 1. That concludes your reading. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the drill. Helps my channel grow. Helps me make more of these. And really, thank you so much for hanging out here and hearing about how your friends secretly admire you, because you deserve to hear about how people like you because you are likable. All right, pile 1. I'm going to conclude it there. Bye. Hello, hello. If you're here, you picked pile 2 with this rune, which is Wunjo, which literally means joy. And pile 2, right just off of that alone, I'm getting that your friends secretly admire about you, that you're able to build community so well. Like wherever you go, you're able to enter a space, you know, not invade it necessarily, but, you know, make sure everyone feels welcome. You've got a very like generous, sort of like soft and warm and fuzzy feeling is kind of what I'm getting. Especially too, this is the Wunjo rune is also the rune of like correct wishing, if you will. So I think people also admire you because they see you put your mind to something and then it's like, I want it, I got it. And people really respect that about you. And it's not only drive. I'm not saying that you're, you know, blindly ambitious or anything. I think there's just a very calm knowing about you, knowing that you're going to get what you want, pile 2, that people really admire you. Your friends are just kind of in awe of that is what I'm getting. Yeah, so you sound pretty cool. And I mean that, that sounded so sarcastic. I meant that very genuinely. Before I jump into these, I'm going to go over the Oracle deck and some tarot cards to kind of get a little more insight into why your friends think you're so freaking rad, but won't, you know, the things they won't tell you. And then I'm going to end with a Celtic Tree Oracle, just because I love the messages they all come with. And they're very pretty, and you deserve to hear cool things about yourself. Alrighty, and with that, going into the Sylvia Oracle, we've got City House in reverse. Weakness in reverse. Yeah, like they don't, you seem very strong, pile 2. They admire that a lot. Contrary, displeasure, but also in reverse. Yeah, like you can literally, like, I feel like you can like flip any situation around. And then fright. Yeah, ooh. I'm getting pile 2 that I feel like you are a very spiritual group, and you have kind of shed any attachments that have gotten in your way of manifesting or making the life you want to lead. Especially with weakness in reverse and displeasure. I think in the past you've taken, you know, not ideal situations, and literally the fright card, which is also, you know, like death. Hello, he's got a scythe. But again, this is a card, you know, of transformation, and you're able to literally transmute and transform situations into what you want. And people really admire that about you, pile 2. I'm not sure about the City House in reverse, because usually upright, I think of it a lot as like the 4 of Wands, like home, family, like having it all sort of thing. So I'm not sure. The reversal has me a little puzzled, but hopefully the tarot will clarify. And I'm using the Crow Tarot because crows are rad. We've got, wow. To be clear, I've not seen these yet. I just pulled them earlier, but wow, we got the Star pile 2. Oh, what a great card. Yeah, so again, I think almost because this is about like having everything, and with the star underneath it, you're able to make whatever you want. Like you're able to flip around anything. That's awesome, pile 2. You got the King of Cups in reverse. Wow, pile 2. I am the Empress. And then the 9 of Wands. So yeah, right here I see this is all painting a pretty, pretty picture of you, pile 2, and your friends admire the living heck out of you. Especially with the Star and the Empress. You do have this sort of, remember when I was saying I thought you were spiritual earlier? Boom, nailed it. And I think people admire that about you. They admire your ability to kind of not go completely woo-woo, so to speak, where, and when I say woo-woo, I mean, you know, spiritual bypassing or being in denial. Like you, as the 9 of Wands determines, shows you've put in the work, like you put in the groundwork, and now you've got so much to offer. With the King of Cups, I want to really quickly, in reverse to this, I want to look into the guidebook to clarify. And while I'm paging through this, if you're enjoying this, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it. Exchanging energy. All right, let's see what the book says. When the King of Cups appears reversed, he has transformed into an emotional vampire. The king in this position may indicate you are being manipulated or that you're using emotions as a means of blackmail. This card asks you to take time to examine how your feelings and interactions affect the situation. So I'm not getting that that's you. Like, I feel like, especially with weakness in reverse, that is something you could, or maybe in the past you have sort of, you know, fallen into those patterns of emotional manipulation. And I'm not saying, you know, evil mastermind, but if you have, this might not be for everybody, but if you have, you know, I feel pile 2. And I think that might be another thing that your friends secretly admire about you, is that they've seen this growth in you. They've seen this change. They've seen this transformation. They've seen the work you've put in, and it's just really admirable. Like literally how you turned a situation upside down. It doesn't have to be a situation. It could even just be, oh, so-and-so used to just kind of not really go out a lot, and now they're coming out with us a lot, and I'm enjoying their time. You know, it doesn't have to be you're 180ing your life. It could be just one aspect of your life that people are just really impressed with how you've turned things around, pile 2. Especially when they were like maybe not great circumstances. That's what I'm seeing so far. I think with the Empress too. Look at this card. There's so much to harvest. Like you've planted so many different seeds too. Yeah, I'm getting you're just a really great manifester, pile 2, and people are just really, really impressed with that. To close your little reading of why your friends secretly think you're rad or very cool or what they admire about you, I'm going to reveal your Celtic Tree Oracle card. And I'm sorry if I already said this, but I don't look at, I just pre-pull them, so it's a surprise for both of us, or all of us, I guess. You know what I mean. Or spindle. Wow, it's so pretty. You know, I read group 1 in reverse, but I don't think I'm going to do that here. Just because I ended up kind of reading it upright anyway. But 22, again, a master manifestor number. That's what I was saying. Pile 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Cuckoo, ka-choo. But this has a very beautiful guidebook as well. I do know that the ore spindle is very master manifesting vibes. Yeah, fulfillment, delight with the Wunjo, right? This is totally matching up, pile 2. Your best efforts, completion. It's all about enlightenment. Whoa. Okay, I'm sorry, I just have to read this from the book because it's just so on point, pile 2. The message from the, sorry, I'm like saying as if you know what I'm talking about. The book has a message from each of the spirits of the Celtic tree, so I'm going to read this to you about the ore spindle because it's just, your friends really admire your tenacity. I'm the ore spindle, and I bring you hope for the future. I sustain you with a new light as you move forward towards your goals. I bring clarity and insight. I illuminate new possibilities. I am the promise of that which you long to create. I offer you the strength and encouragement to fulfill your goals, and I offer you sweetness and delights. Right, that joy. Gather what you need to complete a task or project. Get busy. I offer you sustenance to do the work that will ensure the fulfillment of your goals. We are partners in the business of applying energy to ideas and bringing plans to fruition. Notice what you already have that is full of beauty and contentment. Pat yourself on the back for all that you've completed, right? That transformation. Sorry, lost my place now. For a job well done. Take some time to enjoy the fruits of your labor before you plunge into the next project or endeavor. I am the candle within you. What inspires you? How can you keep that inner light burning, even in great darkness? I help you embrace change and appreciate your own insight and sudden flashes of knowing, right? Again, with a star, like the Empress, getting into that spirituality, like Master Manifester. I help you awaken, take yourself seriously, and I am your hope and your inner light, and I'm here to remind you of your awesome potential and creative nature. Let me inspire you. Let me fill you with a sense of contentment and the realization that you have done well. Pile 2, holy smokes. And I think too, through all the work, I think your friends admire that you've just retained this like buoyancy about you, this joy and this, you know, lust for life, if you will. Sorry, my dog, if you heard that, my dog is rubbing her ear. She sometimes rolls around and makes noises. But yes, pile 2, that's what I'm just getting, really happy vibes. I think your friends are just so amazed by your ability to transform your life pretty much at will and in a joyous manner. You're not, you know, cutthroat or, you know, the icky kinds where people are like, I'll do anything to get it ahead. Like, you're definitely not that, pile 2, and your friends just love you for that. And I'm going to conclude your reading there. Again, if you enjoyed this, like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the drill. And I really enjoy doing these readings because they're fun, and you do deserve to get pumped up because you are amazing and capable of amazing things. And I'll leave you on that. Bye, pile 2. Bye, 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 bye. Hello, hello. If you're here, you picked pile 3 with the rune Ingus. Sometimes it's depicted just as this, just for reference. And it's all about creation, fertility, like very harvest oriented, very a lot of masculine energy with this pile 3 rune. But it's also about, you know, with the idea of like harvest and growth and seed, about that internal turn back, or, you know, turning inside, inward, to really cultivate a life that you desire, pile 3. And I think what I'm getting off of this is that your friends really admire your ability to kind of transform things subtly, if that makes sense. You know, you're not necessarily the person who's gonna 180 their life, but you're able to make like tiny, you know, plant tiny seed by seed by seed by seed, to get where you want to be. You know, pile 3, it's kind of what I'm getting. And that could even be with, I'm also getting just with, you know, the more masculine or male energy. This could be with a business. Like, people are just really impressed with something you've built or have been growing. And your friends really find that super admirable. So that's kind of what I'm getting for you so far, pile 3. And to let you know what we're going to go through, I'm going to go take the oracle cards to see more about what your friends secretly admire about you, and kind of give you a layout on that, and then look into the crow tarot to kind of clarify and add a little dimension to what it is your friends secretly admire about you. And I think I've told the other piles this as well, but I pre-pulled, but I have not seen them yet, so it's a reveal for all of us. Okay, we have visit in reversal. Let me move this over, actually. Sorry, I'm working a little blind, y'all. Kind of half squatting over the camera. Oh, the rainbows. I've got this thing on my window that like puts rainbows in the suns. Anyway, really pretty, pile 3, yay. Oh, and I just saw 222 on the clock as I was recording. Something special going on for you, pile 3. Love in reverse. Liebe. Some money in reverse. Are these all in reverse? No. Tenderness upright. So I feel like this is not very similar. I'm not sure yet, but I'm getting similar vibes to pile 2 in the sense that, you know, with these 3 in reversal, visit, love, some money. I don't want to say these might have been losses, you know, in your life. But, you know, there's been some hardships. There's been some stuff you've gone through, especially with the visit in reverse. Usually it's upright. It means like, you know, useful news or something that is going to help you out. And maybe you have planted a lot of seeds, pile 3, that haven't taken yet. But this tenderness card is what gets me, because it's such a offset, I feel, to this, to the rune, to the Ingus rune, because it's so, you know, feminine. And I'm not just saying because it looks like, you know, a woman and children depicted, but like in terms of the energy, just I almost said tenderness too. It's very circular to define tenderness as tenderness, but you know, that softness, that vulnerability that allows others to be vulnerable, pile 3, because you kind of gone through some stuff. I think that's what they admire about you. But let's pull the tarot cards to kind of get a little more clarification, and see what your friends secretly admire about you. Okay, we've got the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, so again, I am getting like business, or like it's something in the material world that you're building. I am getting like side hustle or entrepreneur vibes. Your friends are secretly really, really impressed with what you've built. Especially maybe that you're kind of with the visit in reverse. maybe you're in an industry or something that is, you know, usually quote unquote super competitive, or like that would be the bad news, right? Something where the odds were stacked against you, but you still built this thing. Pile 3. Oh, interesting. The 2 9s and the 9 of Swords under the Love in reverse. So maybe you have gone through a recent heartbreak, and it could be romantic or, you know, in any relationship, platonic, or even if the love is the business or whatever it is you're growing, like you did have to mourn that loss. Pile 3. And I think your friends are really impressed with however you handled it. Especially with the tenderness card here. Like you didn't lash out. Page of Pentacles. Love it. Now, a lot of Pentacles, a lot of Earth energy. Again, I'm getting very business vibes. And then we've got the 3 of Wands in reverse. Interesting. I do really quickly want to look, if I could talk, sorry, pile 3. This in reverse from the guidebook, because it's beautiful. And while I'm doing that, if you want to like, comment, share, subscribe, you know, I'm like obligated to say that. I say it in my sleep now. Anyway, reverse, the 3 of Wands indicates a setback, right? Like I said, there were setbacks or something bad news that you had faced, but you still faced it with such like a tenderness and grace. Grace is another word I'm hearing a lot, like just very holding your head up high, not people like a duck almost, you know, ducks, they look so serene on the surface, but if you look underwater, their feet are going brrr. Like I feel like that's you, pile 3. Like you make it look easy, even when there have been setbacks, and people really admire that about you. Wow, I said that and I didn't even look up the thing I said I was gonna look up. Doing great. Oh no, I did. Setback. Also might be a sign that your heart is in a journey. Interesting. So maybe whatever this is you were working on, maybe there was like a partnership. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic, but it can be, or it can be both. It could be a work and, you know, love relationship that kind of soured or, you know, didn't pan out the way you anticipated, and you're still able to cultivate so much and have, especially with the page, it's like this fresh set of eyes about how you go about things. And I think your friends really, really admire that about you, pile 3. Your ability to be very humble too is what I'm hearing. Yeah, like people trust you, that people trust, I'm hearing that you know how to take care of your feelings, if that makes sense. Not to say that you're a lone wolf or anything, but people trust that if you needed to take time away or step back from something, it's because you needed to do this for the ultimate good, for lack of a better word, pile 3. And I think people really admire that you know these boundaries and you know this about yourself. Yeah. You seem really cool, pile 3. I am going to close this with a Celtic Tree Oracle card, and I am going to read from the book, the message, just because the messages are so beautiful, and I just, every time I read one, I just feel so fuzzy, and you deserve to feel fuzzy. So you got New and Ash. Pretty. Yeah, and 5 with that strife. Like, I feel like there's something you went through and people saw that, but the grace you handled it with, and I do feel like more than anything it is business, but again, this is a general reading, so it could be any situation. But yeah, the New and Ash. Let's look this bad boy up. Yeah, as above, so below. Interesting. I'm going to read from the book, the message from the spirit to leave you on. I am the stately New and Ash. I have come to tell you that it is safe to dive into your interior world. What was I just saying? Like, you knew that you needed to take this time to, you know, I keep hearing Kanye, wait till I get my money, right? Like, you had to take that time, and people knew that. And this is just confirming it for me that people really admire that about you. Here you can receive guidance, healing, and assurance. If you find that you're not moving forward, try to practice patience and keep your intentions clear. Sometimes you're asked to wait for the perfect alignment between the right moment and what you desire. Check in. When you create a strong and loving field, you draw to you what it is you desire, because like attracts like. Sometimes restraint is necessary as the universe, right? Like that tenderness, like you aren't a brute force person, despite like the masculine energy of the Inga's rune. You have a really great balance about you, pile 3. Sorry, back to this. Sometimes restraint is necessary as the universe lines up the building blocks for what you want to manifest. I'm here to teach you patience and faith. Sometimes you are asked to mend fences or to clean up your act before things can fall into place. This is just, wow. I love when it all just literally falls into place like this. It's so cool. Forgiving self and others is important, right? Like if there's a falling out, try to find the time to help someone else. This is the best medicine for a broken heart. Wow. I think people really just admire your gentle strength is also what I'm hearing, pile 3. Your friends just are so impressed with you. And I'm going to leave you on that note. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you enjoyed the reading. And I'm, again, obligated to say this. If you enjoy this, please like, comment, share, subscribe. It really means a lot to me. And again, I really, really appreciate you being here. So thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, whatever it is, because you deserve it. All right. Bye, pile 3. Hi, hello. If you were here, you picked pile 4 with this lovely rune, which is the Awa's rune, which is correlated with the U, not as you and me, but U-Y-E-W as in the plant. It's an evergreen plant. And what's really interesting about that plant, pile 4, is that the pine, or the needles of it rather, contain a fun, I don't know why I said fun. I don't know if it's fun because it's a toxin that can affect the central nervous system. And what I'm getting, like as a form of protection, what I'm getting for you, pile 4, is that I'm getting I'm trying to think of how to describe it without being disrespectful. But like femme fatale vibes, like you have very dark, sultry sort of vibe that people are just drawn to. And I think your friends really, that's one of the reasons why they like being around you. You have this sort of, bad bee energy, if you will. I'm getting like a lot of like kind of Scorpio vibes. And I think, and again, like with the U, this is a very protective sort of stance you have because, maybe you have been burned in the past or what have you. But if you need to, cut cords and walk away, you are ready to do that, pile 4. And I think that leaves your friends like really in awe that you are able to cut and run sort of thing if it is for the best for everyone. With that, I'm going to go into your oracle cards and your tarot to kind of look a little more into why your friends think you're so cool, pile 4. And then I will close with the Celtic Oracle card because each of the different trees have messages that are so beautiful, and I like ending the readings with those. So let's go into the oracle deck. We've got delay in reverse, right? Like literally, you don't wait. Like as soon as you know, you're like, boom. Country house in reverse. It's interesting because it's like the 2 of hearts and the 2 of cups. A blonde woman. Oh, interesting. I accidentally pulled 5 for you, pile 4. Oh. Victory. Interesting. A letter. Huh. Yeah, see, that's what I'm getting. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, especially with like a blonde woman. A letter. Victory. I don't know, I'm getting vibes of maybe you've been in a love triangle, and it doesn't have to be love, or there's something where you were involved in a situation that was potentially sticky, like where a lot was on the line. And I think your friends are really just impressed how like you came through with it. Like you came through victorious, whatever that is, pile 4. Like people are like, damn, they did it. Like they said they're going to do it and they did it, is what I'm getting. Let's pull the tarot to kind of confirm. We've got the 8 of Cups, right? Like, leave things behind. Whoa, right under delay reverse. That's wild. Wow. 3 of Swords in reverse, right under the country house. So I feel like there was something, and it might have not been like devastating, but something that did feel like a betrayal to you. Like something that feels like you did lose it all. And especially with when I pulled the extra card by accident, like I feel like, again, I'm getting like triangle vibes. Like something was an interrupter for whatever's going on in your life, and your friends just really admire how you've still had like victory in like every part of your life. Yeah, Page of Cups, like how you're still able to have this sort of open vulnerability with your emotions. Pile 4 and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, and again, like Knights are, and especially the Knight of Wands, is about like very forward, quick action, which you very much take, Pile 4. Like you are like, I am ready to go when I need to go. I do want to really quickly look up the blonde woman. And while I do that, just because it is so wild that I accidentally pulled a 5th card for y'all. But while I'm doing that, if you want to like, comment, share, subscribe, you know the drill. I like literally have to say it. Yeah, seduction, lies, flirtatious behavior, someone who always needs to be the center of attention. Interesting. It could also refer to someone who's used to being spoiled. And this card doesn't represent a person. It could refer to, I don't know what that's referring to. Interesting. Yeah, so I think your friends really admire, like, you went through the ringer, which I feel like that's definitely like a common theme right now. But I think you really had like a very, I'm getting like revenge movie vibes, like, you know, like glow up vibes, like whatever you went through, it was rough. But you came out victorious, and your friends just, again, are in awe of your ability to, like, it almost feels like you're able to like eternal sunshine your mind with whatever happened and be like, I'm not saying like you just bypass it or like, you know, repress it, but you're able to be like, that sucked, whatever. Anyway, moving forward, that is the vibe I get from you, Pile 4. Like this very, again, with the wands too, like fire, passionate energy, that people really admire about you. And like, I think honestly, like kind of find attractive, even if they are a little scared, is the vibe I'm getting, Pile 4. Like, yeah, again, just very sultry vibes. I'm getting that people really admire about you. Maybe not just friends, maybe lovers. But Pile 4, with that, I'm going to go to the Celtic Oracle card to kind of do your final message. These readings have been shorter. And this one might be the shortest, but I just feel like it's so straightforward. It's like, despite how complicated your history is, Pile 4, like, you are the, you know, the phoenix from the ashes. And I have not seen this yet, so I'm hoping it'll confirm, or let's see what it says. The Elim Silver Fir Pine, 16. Gonna look at the book. I think what's interesting about this card too, really quickly before I dive in, this looks like, I don't know, to me this looks like an eye or a face. Or like peeling layer, I don't know. There's something there. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it, y'all. Yeah, foresight, higher perspective, inner vision, the higher self, higher dimensions, unseen realm, clear vision, progress, insight. I'm gonna read, wow. I'm gonna read the message from the spirit to you, Pile 4, just because, yep. I am the stately silver fir. See how I sit on a tall mountain and look out over beautiful valleys and hills? See how I grow towards the heavens and stand tall? I encourage you to take a look at your life from the top of my branches. Here you can see the past, yes, right? Like this seems like there's a lot going on. But you can also look ahead to the future. In the future, you may see many choices. Which one attracts you? Imagine yourself having made that future choice. What are you doing? What do you love? Who are you with? Now look back at yourself at the top of the tree. Allow your future self to speak. What does it have to say to you? Allow the wisdom from your future self to dream you and reawaken you. Let your future self inform you as you make new choices and new resolutions, which in turn will move you towards the future that pleases you. Yeah, so Pile 4, I feel like, again, people see like against all odds, you've really been able to see very quickly. Like, I feel like, you know, imagine climbing to the top of the tree would take a long time, but you were able to literally just fly there, Pile 4. And I think people are just so in awe of your rapid success in terms of either, you know, absolving the situation or stepping away from it and just creating something totally brand new because you are just that good. You know what I mean? Pile 4, it's like, you're like, yeah, I just am that good. I'm just that B is what I'm getting. And your friends see that and they really admire it about you, Pile 4. I am going to close it there. Be a bad bitch contest, you in first place. That's what I keep hearing too. That's you, Pile 4. You're cool. And you know what? I'm sorry if you went through some stuff, but you totally just, I was interrupted by an alarm. I'm sorry. You are totally, Pile 4, totally able to create the life you want to. And people admire that about you. And despite what you've been through, the complications you've been through, the heartache you've been through, you know, the emotions you've had to leave behind, you still keep such a fresh perspective and are able to move forward so quickly and swiftly to victory. And I'm sorry, I don't know if this got cut off, but so many people are able to ascend a tree like that in a short amount of time. There's not a lot of people, rather, that can do that, but you are one of them. Most people would take a long time, and I think people are just in awe of your ability to bounce back. Which again has been a very common theme of this reading. I guess it's Cancer season. We're all in the feels. This is a timeless reading, but I am recording it in Cancer 2022 season. But yes, I'm sorry, but before that concludes your reading, thank you so much for being here with me. I really hope that resonated with you or brought you some sort of joy, because you deserve to be celebrated and your friends think you are just amazing. And with that, I'm going to, for real, sign off this time. All right, bye, Balvor.